We are entering the stage of the market which can open life-changing gains. Bitcoin is currently 30 days and 16 hours away from BTC halving at the time of recording this video, and that means we're about to enter altcoin season. This period of time is only small. It can be a year or just over. But what that means is that there is limited time for you to find the most exclusive projects out there. And in this video, I'm going to show you all of the best up-and-coming projects that I'm looking at. By the time you watch this, they could have already came out. But that doesn't mean that it is too late. My name is Tyrell, and over the past few years, I've been making money online and using the profits from my business to invest into the crypto market. And altcoins have been life-changing for me. Projects like ShopX, Star Atlas, Dreams Quest, Nakamoto Games, Paid Network have all made me ridiculous amounts of money, and I hope that they can do the same thing for you. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first project, which is Paid Network. You might have heard about Paid Network before. Well, Paid Network allows you to get into new and up-and-coming projects. As an experienced person in crypto, I always look for launchpads. Launchpads launch new projects, early projects in the market, and they're the easiest ones to spot, because if you hold the minimum amount, which for most projects is $40,000 or $60,000 their token, you can get access to the new up-and-coming projects launched on them. If you look at CD5, for example, CD5 is going absolutely crazy right now, almost approaching new all-time highs. Yeah, if you look at Paid Network, the price of the token is currently like 60 or 70% away from all-time high. That's like a 10x or 20x gains on your money just on the token alone. But the difference between Paid Network and other projects is you don't need any minimum amount to stake to get into the new up-and-coming projects. You can get in them in the free first come first serve fund, and what they do is 10% of the money which is invested into these pools, they use that money to buy back and burn the token. So the tokenomics on Paid Network is unique to Paid, and no other launchpad is currently doing this. That gives Paid what's called pumpermentals, meaning if they raise over $10 million, which they're probably going to do this cycle, that'll be over $1 million of buy pressure in the token. Never mind people buying and staking the token to get into new projects, which they also get charged a 2% fee, and that 2% also goes back into the tokenomics as well. The tokenomics is Paid is something which I think not many people are even looking at, and the angle of Paid Network is something which is going overlooked by most people. What Paid Network are doing is they're going for the masses, right? They want to be the Kickstarter of launchpads. They don't want to just be another launchpad. That means they want to give anybody open access to invest into projects. Unlike other projects out there where you have to stake and hold the token, which is still an okay model in my opinion, Paid Network is allowing anybody to get in there, which means they can do 10 times the raise of most other projects. If you look at most of the projects out there, the average raise that they do is $100,000 or $200,000. For example, we look at Ape Terminal. Ape Terminal is an amazing project. So many different projects are launching on it right now, and they're ripping 10x's, 20x's, 50x's. But you can't have a lot of allocation in those projects. I've seen people in my group, for example, get into Ape Terminal projects and they get $13 worth of allocation. Yeah, it might do 100x, great. But you only got $13 in there. For example, with Paid Network, if you look at the most recent stats, like Ather Games, for example, they had over 20 people get more than a $5,000 allocation. In fact, I also got more than a $5,000 allocation, and that did over a 10x. So if you look at the difference, it's much better for you to have $5,000 in a project and it only do a 10x than for you to have $10 in a project and it do a 100x, right? For example, it makes more sense for you to get into a project like Paid Network, where you don't have to stake the token, you don't have to do tons of different social media tasks, and you can invest 10 times or 50 times more into different projects. So Paid Network right now is number one on my list. The next is Ather. Now, Ather has sold over 20,000 different nodes, and they completed their private sale for these nodes instantly. Like, it sold out in like 3 or 4 hours. It's absolutely crazy. In fact, if we look at their Twitter over here, I think they released an announcement, yeah, $92 million worth of nodes, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely, I've never seen something like this, and I'm a big investor into Myriad Games. So I think Ather Cloud or Ather Nodes, or however you want to call it, can be something which everybody should watch right now. What I think happens a lot of times with these node projects, especially if you look at Myriad nodes, for example, when they first launch, you have so much sell pressure from the nodes that it's hard to sustain it with the token. But what many people don't realize is that they've got $92 million in the bank. This project has a lot of money to list on any exchange they want. They could list on Binance if they want to, KuCoin, BYBIT, and still have like $85 million left, right? So I really like these types of projects that have a lot of money in the bank, because to me, that just means that it's going to last, right? It's going to last for a while, and that they have a lot of money to hire the right employees, to have the right people on the team, to list on the right exchanges, to get the best market making. They've got enough funding to do so. So Ather, the actual token, is something which I'll also be looking into, because I know a lot of people are going to be dumping their bags on early to try and recoup their initial investment for the nodes. It's a natural thing that people do, and there's not much anybody can do about it. But that means that there's a lot of opportunity in the token. In fact, if you look at the token for Myriad Games, for example, you can see that the token itself is up 10x. So you could have made more money buying the token and holding it for it to go up by 10x rather than running the nodes, because most node people have only just broken even and just about starting to see profit. Whereas you could have put in 20 grand and you'd have 200 grand already at this stage of the market, right? So I love these types of games and being able to work out a strategy on how to play it. There's plenty of other ways to play this strategy, but Ather is one that I'm going to be looking out to and looking at how I can buy the token and make flips. Also, I have a few nodes anyway, so it's great on both sides. Next is Orange Dex. Now, Orange Dex is something which I'm looking at. They're going to be launching on pools, Trustpad, BRC20, and FinSup, blah blah. I don't even know how to pronounce that thing, but they're launching on a few different exchanges. I don't mess with these most of these launch pads. I like Trustpad. They've been performing very, very well, and I like pools, but I'm not too sure about BRC20 or FinSup, blah blah blah, whatever it's called, right? But Orange Dex is catching in with the narrative of BRC20. In my opinion, if you don't have a portfolio right now which is exposed to BRC20, you are missing out. It's very similar to having a portfolio and not being exposed to some type of meme coin. You have to be exposed to different narratives because they can take off at any moment. And if you look at a portfolio and you're looking at yours and you're thinking, right, I've got 40% of my portfolio in one thing which doesn't give me access to most things, you're missing out big time, right? It's different in my opinion if you've got a portfolio and it's like mostly like paid network, for example, or CDFi, or even like Trustpad or something. Like if you've got a portfolio which is in a launch pad, that's different, because obviously, as I always say, launch pads launch new projects and that allows you to catch the narratives. But if you're somebody which is, you know, all in on Casper or all in on just one meme coin, then that's where you have to think and think, okay, I need to be in different narratives. Because me, I have Orange Dex in my portfolio. I'm in a private sale, which means if the BRC narrative takes off, I'm happy, right? I'm cushy, because Orange will take care of itself, right? The next project is Bluebird. Now, nobody online right now is talking about Bluebird, so I want to bring this to you first. What Bluebird is it allows new projects to track all of the different Web3 transactions that's going on in the network, and it allows them to handle the raise correctly. What most people don't realize is raising for a project, there is so many different variables. You've got spreadsheets left, right, and center. You've got projects that are saying that they're going to give you money, and then you have to wait before they've sent it you. They've got like soft commitments, hard commitments. You've got cap tables. There's so many different things that goes on as a team. And when you have that, there needs to be a central platform which people can use where you can log in as a team, and if anything changes, let's say you have an investor and you need to change them on the cap table, then that should change the whole sheet, but it doesn't. Currently, most people are using spreadsheets or they're using third parties which they don't really understand, and there isn't a central platform to do so. Bluebird is aiming to solve this. They're going to have a platform which as a project you can sign up to, and you can run your whole raise through this platform, and all of the spreadsheets are integrated. If you need to make any changes, it changes the whole distribution. It changes the whole tokenomics. This is absolutely amazing for any project which is raising. So if you're somebody that wants to raise for a project, I recommend checking out Bluebirds. But as an investor, this is an amazing investment to have in your portfolio, because these types of projects, they have no limits. The sky is the limit. And that's why I love projects like Bluebirds. It's one that I'm looking out for. And again, you can go ahead and follow Bluebirds on Twitter, and you can see that the investor pool is now live. So this is real technology that you can go ahead and try, and you can go ahead and use it. Bluebirds up there, it's on my list, and I'm also a private sale investor into Bluebirds as well. So if Bluebirds team's watching this, sponsor me. You guys already know, right? Next one, Commonwealth. Commonwealth is also a project which absolutely shook the whole of Twitter. You guys went absolutely crazy in the free fund launch campaign. I think the portfolio already went from like $2.4 million to like $3.5 million or something crazy with the, I think it's like Neon launched, right? Their portfolio is ridiculous. They're invested over $2 million into different crypto projects out there. They have a team, an advisory board of different VCs which are providing new deal flow to the free fund. And what Commonwealth allows you to do is get access to private venture capital investments without being an accredited investor or without having to worry about due diligence and tokenomics and all of the fancy stuff. You can simply invest into Commonwealth and get a piece of their fund. What Commonwealth is doing is they're changing Wall Street to All Street and allowing normal people to get investments. And I can't stress this enough. If you're new in the crypto space, venture capital is where it's at. But the only issue is there's risk involved. You're risking literally all of your money. There's due diligence processes. There's the fact of access, like most people don't have access because they provide no value. What most people don't realize is at a certain stage, money doesn't get you access to these deals. You need to have an exchange of value. Most people, they haven't been in this space for 5 years, so they have nothing to bring to the table bar money, and that's not going to get you in there. But what Commonwealth does is they have value, right? They have a great team. They're partnered with other VCs out there. They basically get handed tier 1 deals on a plate, right? And instead of you having to go out and find these deals, you can just invest in Commonwealth. Even me, as somebody that is a quote unquote VC, right, that has their own fund, that gets access to these deals, I'm even investing into Commonwealth because I'm like, I want more exposure into this industry. So Commonwealth is one that I am looking at. They're launching very, very soon, and they're launching on paid network. And this is how you see a portfolio really start to grow, because I have paid network, I have Commonwealth, I have some of the NFTs, and then I have all the other projects. And that's how you see it start to snowball on each other, because Commonwealth launches on paid network, they raise, I don't know, 500k. I get into Commonwealth, I'm in paid network. The raise from Commonwealth, 10% of that goes into buying back and burning the paid network token. So the paid network tokens go up. Commonwealth performs very, very well. Maybe it gets listed on BYBIT, KuCoin. It goes crazy on Twitter. Commonwealth also pumps, right? All the projects in the portfolio of Commonwealth also pump. And that's how you see an altcoin bag explosion, right? Because we've timed it right and we're in all of these projects. So hopefully that's not going over your head, right? And the next one is Diamondswap. Now, Diamondswap, I've spoken about this before, so I'll briefly cover it. These guys have custom coded this thing for the past, I think it's been like past 4 years. Most people, what they do is, let's say you have Uniswap. What they'll do is they'll whitelist Uniswap and say it's their own project, raise money for it, list it, and they're just basically using Uniswap. It's like making your own website in Shopify and saying you've custom coded something. They haven't, right? The difference is Diamondswap have fully coded a similar thing to Uniswap in basic terms. So you can trade CEX coins and DEX coins on Diamondswap. That's going to be very, very good. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. That means you're going to be able to trade on Base, you're going to be able to trade on Ethereum, you're going to be able to trade on BSC, and you're going to be able to trade on Blast, all on one exchange, right? Very similar to how you guys have seen Jupiter, but imagine Jupiter across all exchanges, right? This thing has the power and potential to be crazy. You guys seen, rocket ship what Jupiter did. If this does 10% of that, it's going to get ridiculous, right? So Diamondswap again is one that I'm looking at. The tech is almost already there. If you go on their Twitter, I recommend you follow all of these projects on Twitter, by the way, just to keep up with them. You can see that on the 5th of March, they put out a tweet and they've already explained the platform. You can go ahead and have a look at it, and they call it the Diamond Standard, right? So hopefully it's good. Again, with private sales, it's one of these ones where it's like, you guys are seeing all of these projects, there's like 10 of them. So I only need 1 out of 10 of them to do well, and I've made more than all of them combined, right? So Diamondswap, bullish to say the least, right? Next, we have Moonboots. Now Moonboots, again, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. What Moonboots allows you to do is get into new early stage crypto projects. You get into projects like Diamondswap before they come out. You get into projects like Commonwealth before they come out, Bluebirds, Orange, Ather. You get into all of these projects before they come out, sometimes years before they come out. For example, I got into Myriad Games 2 years before anybody was speaking about it. I got into Myriad Games before anybody even knew what Alex Becker's videos were talking about, right? You can get access to these projects by being part of what are called DAOs, right? These are, in simple terms, like community funds, right? Very similar to Commonwealth, but on Telegram, right? And Moonboots is launching their public token. Now you soon will be able to go out there, purchase a golden grenade, purchase some tokens, stake them, and get access to some of the best deal flow out there simply by being part of the Moonboots DAO. Now, if you want to learn more about Moonboots DAO, I recommend you go over into their Twitter. You follow them on Twitter and you can see everything. They've even got their past performance and what private sales they've been into. They've even got their NFT performance and stuff like that. You can even go ahead and look at their team, and what you'll see is it's the same team as Chappie's. And if you guys seen the performance that Chappie's done recently, you'll understand that this team is not a joke. This is probably one of the best crypto teams out there that are locked in every single day. So Moonboots, again, is another project I recommend you take a look at. Now guys, if you do want access to some of these deals and you want similar deals to Moonboots, you want to get into Bluebirds at an early stage, Orange at an early stage, Diamondswap at an early stage, you can also apply for Interstellar DAO. Currently, the doors are closed. There is no access right now. It is application only, and we open spaces every few months, and it's very, very limited to them. So if you want to get access, I recommend applying for Interstellar DAO right now, even if you're just interested, watching the video on the website and learning more about private sales. Private sales like these, early stage projects, is what has absolutely changed my life and allowed me to multiply the profits for my business. I went from a $10,000 a month business owner to a multi-millionaire by just investing in these deals. You don't have to invest a lot. I only put in like 5 or 10K into most projects, unless I'm really bullish, in which like Myriad Games, for example, I put in like 130K, right? So it all depends on you. But I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the types of projects which I'm showing you. It's only ever around for 1 or 2 years, but those 1 or 2 years, I make way more money than I make in like the bear market, for example. In the bear market, I was only making like a few grand a month. Times were tough, and the bull market comes around, it's like I make a few grand an hour. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I can't stress this enough. Go through the Twitters, follow all of these projects on Twitter, follow all of the teams on Twitter, stay up to date with them, follow the AMAs, track all of these dates on your calendar, join Moonboots DAO, for example, join Interstellar DAO, and get in and amongst it. Because if you can really immerse yourself in this industry, you will make the most life-changing gains that you've ever seen, and you will set yourself up for life. This isn't financial advice. This is what has happened personally. It's my own personal experience. Everybody else, completely up to you what you do. It all depends on when you sell, and you are risking everything when you get into this market. But like I said, are you willing to take the risk if it can change your life? I certainly did. So that's it for today's video. Those are the most up and coming, hottest projects that I'm following right now. And if you want to stay up to date and get access to these projects as soon as I hear about them, just follow my Telegram link down below. Peace.